Hello folks, welcome back to Sewed by Sarah. Welcome if you're new. My name is Jess. This is my channel all about sewing, dressmaking and all things stitch related. And today we are doing autumn plans. What I'm sewing, what I'm making, what I kind of fancy, what my vibe is at the moment. So stick around and hopefully you enjoy it. Right, so in terms of my autumn plans, I think it's important to have a sort of mix. So where I am kind of mentally is I don't necessarily need anything massive. I'm not super inspired to do anything, but I've got a couple of things I'd kind of like to look at, a couple from my Make 9. I'm not going to be lifting loads of fabrics around in this video, and that's actually because last week, or actually, well, a few days ago, I absolutely stacked it on a run. I was about to go and run 13k. And what I actually did was run 1.5k and fall over. But I was running uphill and quite hard, and it was on like that old eroded tarmacy stuff. So it probably used to be smooth 20 years ago and is now just incredibly jagged. And I fell forwards and I cut both my hands. They're pretty much healed. But I was like, oh, I must have like kneeled in a puddle. But no, I managed to basically rip open most of this bit of my knee. It's healing really well, and I've gone for a very gentle run today, but the one thing I can't really do safely at the moment is lifting, and I'm on my own in the house, and the fabric I want to look at is under there at the bottom in that big box. And I just know I can't lift that stuff safely. But yeah, I just want to be super careful lifting. So sorry, I'm not going to be able to show you loads of fabrics. But I'll show you the patterns I'm talking about as we do, and you'll just have to wait and see for vlogs and tell me what you want to see sew-alongs for or pattern reviews of or anything in the comments below. So that out the way, let's talk about the rest of my autumn plans. One of the big things I would like to focus on is this bag. This is the mending bag, and it's got a bit overgrown. It's matured more than intended. So there are about 4 or 5 things in here that just need hems. Actually, probably about 6 things. There's a lot of hemming in this bag. You guys know I hate hemming. So one of the things I'd like to do before the end of the autumn is to get through the mending bag so that all of these lovely things can go back into the wardrobe and get hemmed, and so I can wear them, because it's really, really annoying. Like sometimes I'll emergency wear something if I'm making it in a rush and I don't really have time to hem it properly, but then I need to go back and actually hem it. So that's where we are. Or some of them as well, they're hems that didn't survive a wash because I did them earlier in my sewing life, or I just wasn't concentrating. So I need to go and actually do them properly and like double turn and probably double stitch some of them as well. So if you want me to do a little chatty sew along vlog while I mend a load of stuff, let me know. I did one a few years ago and I think you guys liked it. So let me know if that's something you'd like to see. I've inherited some fabric from Adam's grandma. She sadly passed away earlier this year. I think I talked about this on here, but she was a dressmaker. And last time we went back a couple of weeks back, her husband, Adam's grandpa, asked me to have a little sort out of her fabric. So it was left over to see what was remnants, what was toiles, what was usable, you know, and have a look through it. And obviously he was very sweetly said I could have anything I wanted, because so it got used. There is the most gorgeous brown wool with a matching brown lining. There isn't loads of it, but there's enough to make the Tammy handmade simmy skirt, which is on screen. That's on my Make 9. It's gorgeous, and that brown's really in fashion this year. And to be honest, I quite like that brown anyway. I think it's nice and soft, and I wear black, and as you guys know, I'm not a huge, well, of course I wear black. Actually, I'm wearing all black at the moment, by the way. Sorry. So I hate navy as a neutral. I love black, but I never really considered chocolate brown until this year. And I love it. I love it as a neutral. It's just that little bit softer. You get some lovely leather stuff. Like, oh, I've got some stunning boots as well I was given from Vivaya. So I'm really feeling that's kind of an era. So this fabric I've got from Adam's grandma. Yeah, it's like a lovely brown wool suiting, probably a suiting wool. And it's remnant, it's not a whole thing. But there is enough there to make a Tammy handmade simmy, and there's matching acetate brown lining of exactly the same colour. So it's kind of ready to go. All I need to do is get the snaps for the front of the simmy. Although I'm considering like a vintage vibe and going for like massive buttons. Let me know in the comments, brass snaps, as in the simmy image, or like big sort of tortoiseshell style buttons. What do you think? I'd like to wear it in Paris, so that's probably something I do need to get a wriggle on and just do. But it's probably going to take like, what, 3 hours? 2-3 hours, something like that. Like, it's not a difficult pattern. I've not made it before, but it's an A-line skirt with an opening at the front. Like, it'll be fun. And it's really cute. And I think it would be a nice addition to my wardrobe. I love an A-line mini, so why not, you know? I have a commission to work on, which is for my brother-in-law, or basically brother-in-law. And that is his hat. Some of you will remember me talking about this. I have deconstructed the hat fully. So somewhere around me, in an envelope, I think it's back there, I have got all the pieces of his hat. And Adam has given me one of his old gis from jiu-jitsu, because he does Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and their gis have made a really tough, like canvas ripstop type stuff. And it's exactly what his original hat was made of. So I'm borrowing some of that for a toile. It's not the colour Ash wants for his hat, but it will be a proof of concept, and I can trace the pieces and see how we go and test seam allowances and all of that kind of stuff, basically. So ideally, I need to do that this week before we go and visit them at the weekend, because all three generations are converging on the fourth generation, because that's the other big change. I'm now an auntie. My sister had my nephew in August, and he's the most gorgeous little squidge. We will not be sharing photos or anything like that, but he is gorgeous, and I am going to need recommendations for good baby patterns. Oh, and I've also been asked by my sister for a recommendation for a good nursing pattern, because she's struggling to find clothing that's possible to like breastfeed in. So I know that like 80% of the people who watch me are mums. So can you please let me know any me-made nursing tops you made, or tops that worked well for nursing, because I'd love to be able to make her something, because it's a long old time she'll be breastfeeding. So if I can do something in the next month or two, then I think that would make her life easier. So yeah, recommendations please, particularly for like size inclusive patterns as well, because then it means that there's just more options, and if I need to grade in places I can. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind, that would be really, really helpful, guys. Also, if you want to see anything with the hat, I can talk to you about it. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I don't know if I want to film it, but maybe I could sort of film it and talk about it. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll make the first one as proof of concept, and then I can film the final one if that's something you guys are interested in. So let me know in the comments. Do you want to see a hat sew along? Do you want to see that process? And yeah, I'll do my best to share it with you. So in my last video, you guys had some great ideas on what to do with some of my fabrics. And actually, someone suggested for really stiff denim, I could make a bag or something. And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. And then on my way home from work today, I suddenly, just bolt of lightning, was like, I could make a Nina Lee Carnaby. So on screen, I've made one in corduroy before, and I love it. I love it so much, and I wear it to conferences, and it's great. And I've just been thinking about how amazing like a dark indigo denim with like top stitching would look. And again, with that kind of denim and suede jackets that are in, I have an amazing suede jacket, as you guys know, and like dark brown, it all looks really, really nice. And also a denim shift dress is very wearable in the summer, but because it's like indigo dark denim, I think it'll still look smart in the winter and kind of cool with tights and boots. So I'm thinking about it. What do you guys think? It's a very stiff denim, and I actually think that would really lend itself to the Carnaby, because you want it to stand out from your body, and it's got quite a lot of structure pieces, but also there's no bulk in the seams. It's very thin. So, and I'd make the sleeveless version. But I've been thinking it's kind of smockish, but in a fun 60s way. And I think that could be really, really cool. So let me know what you think. Okay, there's one other thing that is on my list. It's on my Make 9 as well. I have the pattern, I have the pieces. I wasn't sure on fabric. And then, I'm kind of stuck. I am of course talking about the Vicky Sews Manuela. And lots of you said, oh, like we should make it midnight blue or dark green. And I actually, when I had my panic about what to wear to Holly's wedding and I like designed a dress for that, I went to the shop and held midnight blue and like green and purple, like really dark foresty colours against my face. I looked really washed out. I looked much better with a brighter colour. And in the fabrics from Adam's grandma, I need to check if there's enough of it, but there's like a proper amazing crepe satin It's like shot slightly, and it's like aquamarine colour, where like kind of bluey green. Is so beautiful. I think there's about 2 meters, which I reckon is probably about enough for the Manuela, but we'll see, because it might need to be something else. But that could look really nice. I'm also really still considering just making one in black as well, because the Vicky Sews Manuela is a beautiful dress. It's very drapey. I feel like I could probably get some use out of a black one. But the sort of turquoisey aquamarine one does look so pretty. So I'm thinking about that as well. That might be a little further in to the autumn, like maybe November time, because I've got a few things coming up, but I don't know the dress code for them yet, and they're later in the year. So maybe I'll need to make it in black so I have something to wear. But otherwise, that's going to come your way. I'm not going to do a sew along for that because I'm going to have to concentrate. But I was thinking I'd do a pattern review, if that sounds all right, of the Vicky Sews Manuela. I do love a Vicky Sews pattern. I loved the fact that it's drafted from my actual height. It makes my life so much easier. Okay, other stuff coming up in life. So in 3 weeks' time, I am doing the Great South Run in Portsmouth, which is why I've gone back to running so quickly after injury. I should say I'm totally fine. Like, I ran fine today. I was all good. I'm going to keep resting, keep icing, just watching out for any excess swelling or anything today after my run. But 3 weeks till the Great South Run, or 3.5. I'm so excited. That is not as long as the Great North Run. So the Great South Run is 10 miles, which is about 16k for our international listeners. I love the 10-mile distance. It's really fun. It takes me 2 hours under, somewhere around there. Long enough for snacks, short enough that I don't feel like death afterwards. And it's just fun. Like, I'm really excited. I've never been to Portsmouth. If you have, let me know if there's anywhere I should go. But I'm really excited for that. I'm going to Paris as well, same week as Great South Run. So I'm going to Paris with Louisa, and we're going to go see some galleries, which I'm really, really excited about. It's Adam's 30th coming up, so we're doing a party for that in October, which is going to be great. And it's my first wedding anniversary as well, so hopefully we're going to do something cute for that as well. So lots happening. I've also come back to teaching now, officially. I'm teaching on like 7 modules this year, so lots of teaching. And I have done my 110th PhD participant interview. For those of you who don't do anything related to data collection, it's a good thing, it's exciting. For those of you who do, 110 since January, and I've got like 30 more to go. Proper longitudinal research. It's great to run it, I love doing it. But I also feel like at this point I want a little bell to ring whenever I finish, whenever a participant completes the study. I want like a little bell. Adam thinks I'm being silly, but also fully supports me having a bell, which I think is the perfect balance in a husband. So we are very busy. We're very, very busy at the moment. As I say, my whole family's coming down this weekend. Lots coming up over the next couple of weeks. And yeah, I guess I just wanted to share that with you guys. Sometimes I get it in my head that when I'm busy, I can't tell anyone and I've got to, but I'm happy, I'm busy, I'm enjoying it. It's all fun stuff, and I just feel very lucky to be able to do what I'm doing, and I'm feeling really good. This change on YouTube has also really benefited me, I think, and just made me feel more comfortable with what I can do and what I want to do as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Little chaotic sewing plans catch up, but why not? I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you are sewing for the autumn and if you've got any big autumn plans lined up. And I will see you in 2 weeks' time for a full sew along of the paper cut Marnie swimming costume. That was meant to be this week, but it's actually taken me a lot longer than I anticipated because the instructions are really confusing. So stay tuned, it's coming your way, and I'm very excited. I've done a third of it now. It's in that little bag there. But yeah, it's coming your way. I'm really, really excited to share it with you. And then I'm also going to do a me-made wardrobe plan for Paris as well. So stay tuned for that. But thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.